That's just the THX logo.
Heyo!
Are we there? Are we on?
Heyo! We are there!
Heyo!
Heyo, heyo! Yo, someone's heading out to see Barbarian. You know, it's funny, I went and saw it last night. I went to the drive-in, and at the drive-in, I was like, oh, hey. I was gonna go see Don't Worry Darling, because I was like gonna make fun of it, and then I realized Emily hadn't seen Barbarian yet, and I was like, oh, we have this baby, she can see Barbarian, it's great.
Because you're in the car. So, I had a question about, well, I have two questions. First of all, did you, that music that was playing, was that you? Did you make
it? Yeah, I heavily sampled Don Henley in that.
Okay.
A big Don Henley sample to Dirty Laundry.
Here's what it's, Here's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like when you're playing a video game and you're like, time's almost up, and they start like speeding up some music on you.
Oh.
But anyways, great work, man. That's good music.
So my other question I'm having trouble getting our chroma key working.
Oh. Well, right now we're just green, and that's okay.
We're just green behind us. I wanted it to just be two floating heads.
Floating heads. Two floating heads. So, okay, I've never been to a drive-in. So, there is no way for you to, like, hear or otherwise view the reactions of other audience members, right?
Yeah, that's why people have sex and make out and do oral at drive-ins.
But you guys didn't do that because your baby was there.
No, the baby was there.
You just had to watch Zack's stupid movie.
The baby did oral on Emily's nipple.
Wow.
In other words, they say baby eating is what they call it.
Baby.
Ooh, Flowers gifting some subs.
Thank you, Flowers. How are we sounding, you guys? I saw one person be like, "No Timmy headset," which is like, well, I got everything else here, so it sounds fine.
I think you're sounding good to me. So if it's not sounding good to them, it's something I'm doing wrong.
Everybody says sound good, crystal clear. So good. And
what a weird
Richard Third S, any sexy Emily's nipple stories. I think you just heard one.
Oh, Timmy, too far.
Was that weird? Because I was like about a baby and stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you're right. Sorry.
Too far.
Was that too far?
I did get I sent Timmy this. I got a great picture of Emily held up the little Walter right as the Barbarian title was on the screen. And so his first movie ever was Barbarian. Besides the movies I watch on Pluto TV. I don't think those count.
My daughter's first in a theater. She's probably about the same age Walter is. He's like, what, 2 months, 3 months old, right?
Yeah. He's just about 3 months.
Hers was that stupid first new Muppet movie with
Jason Segel.
Jason Segel. And I don't like that movie, but anyways. So, but you know what? That picture of your son being held up in front of Barbarian, we could pair that with the picture I have. My daughter as a baby crying, being held up in front of Devil's Tower. It's just my hands and her like screaming and Devil's Tower's behind her. It's pretty awesome.
Oh wait, no,
it's significant.
That's cool.
It means something. So, how was watching Barbarian?
It's time 3, the third time.
Oh, so you've already seen it in the theater since it came out once.
I saw opening weekend with Zack. I went to a test screening, and then I saw it again last night. Will there be spoilers tonight?
I doubt it.
Let me think.
Should we just say them right now?
yeah, there'll be no spoilers. Let's not do spoilers for Barbarian.
I don't see why we would. I do want
Yeah.
to do a stream that's just me, maybe me, you, and Zach, or just me and Zach, where we just do all of it spoilers, and then, but mostly let people ask them questions about
That's
anything.
good.
And say like, hey, everybody who's coming in, it's going to be fucking no holds barred on Barbarians, so make sure you've seen it. But it's it doesn't hit the UK till later this month, so maybe we should wait till that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
ETH token gifting memes all over the internet.
Dropping memes on the internet. That's great.
Yeah. Someone asked me what I'm eating. I'm eating a Totino's party pizza because I'm a piece of shit. So.
Yeah.
Or is that what cool people eat? I don't even know. But that's what I've got right now. So how are you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I've had quite the week.
Yeah.
I have had. I've told you before. I've had that problem with the rat in my apartment.
A rat?
The
I think I know
rat.
about
Yeah. I there was an issue I had where we had a rat in the house.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it like, I'm going through all this stuff with parenting, and on top of all that, I have to deal with a fucking rat being in my house. And then it's this thing of like getting my landlord to hire an exterminator for the rat. And my exterminator, or my landlord, hires an exterminator finally to bottle in this rat, to rat proof the house. It's more than just like getting rid of the rat, because it's like the rats will come back if you don't take care of it. What is wrong with my chroma key, guys? But then ultimately, what ends up happening is a possum gets stuck underneath the house and
What happened to the
dies.
rat?
I think the rat died at some point, or ate its way out of the house, and then the rat died, or the possum died in the middle of the house in a vent, and so we had to pay an exterminator. We didn't have to pay. We had to have an exterminator come out here and be like, oh wow, yeah, that's in the middle of the house. That smells like shit. It was
You're
like
yes.
fucking death in the middle of the house.
Oh my god.
And and then we we're like, we can't live here. We have a 3-month-old, and so. All right, I got a question. Are there any lawyers?
So you're gonna move because of this?
No. We couldn't stay until they took care of the rat.
Oh, okay, got it.
Or the possum. Sorry. So here's my question: are there any lawyers in the chat right now?
I bet there's one.
So we're used to be pre-law. All right, cool. I think that's good enough.
Someone says where is Sam and
Bird
Timmy?
lawyer, great.
Bird lawyer. Oh, is
that like a Birdman reference?
Really clever.
So anyways, we're all lawyers of public opinion. The
internet makes you everything.
Today's the 1st. I just paid rent, and I deducted the days we couldn't stay in the house from the rent.
Hell yeah, man.
1/30 of the total rent. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to be a thing? I just got a text, so it might be a thing.
Did you tell them why? You were shorting them?
Yeah, I told them why. Need to pay the money to a third party. I mean, I have the money. 1/30 of the monthly rent.
So like a day's worth? Here's the thing, man. Is people are giving you your opinions, but like they don't know what they're talking about. People are like, "This is not good." It's like,
some people
you don't
might.
know that.
I don't know.
Some people might. If someone just goes to "This is not good," they don't. I don't think they know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
but to me, it kind of depends on the landlord. What's that?
That's where you see that whole circle.
Jesus Christ! Go.
Do you see
what?
Do you see that circle?
Uh huh.
There's a pipe at the end of that circle, and or there's a pipe there, and about like 3 feet in, there was a bunch of fur, and I poked the fur. It split open, and there was the biggest maggot I've ever seen. I hope you're not eating.
I'm definitely eating. Are you not looking at the screen?
I hope you're not eating.
Like
no,
minutes.
I thought you might have been. They should have paid. Well, that's the thing is we did not stay in a hotel. We found a friend to stay with, and so what we took out of rent is less than that. Cool.
Wow, man. So that's crazy. Well, so you're waiting to find out if your landlord's gonna stir up any shit, huh?
Yeah.
Is your landlord cool?
She's okay. She's a landlord, so she doesn't want to pay for anything. Right.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But they don't want they don't want anyone else to own anything, but they don't also want to pay for it. Yeah. Landlords. Anyways. No, I don't have one anymore, thank God.
So.
Well, I just had a ghost happen. Did you hear that?
What? No.
My house loves to do wind tunnels. I had the back door. I had this door behind me. Oh, we're on green screen. There's a door right behind me to this office that was open. I had it open because the little frog statue was posed in the shadows outside, but then we decided to do green screen. Anyways, I also have my window open, and so there was a wind kind of thing happening, and it pulled the door shut. So ghosts. Ghosts. Yeah, for people that don't know, I bought a house, and there's some very rad rooms I can't wait to stream from. I'm still getting set up, but have I shown you a picture of my den, Sam? It's like,
no,
it's the chillest place in the world. I'll put up a picture here in a little bit. It's great.
Should we? I feel like I can't get this thing going, so I think we should take the green screen off. The chrome.
Okay.
I don't know why. Let me try one more time.
Yeah.
Let me try one more time.
Timmy, have you checked the basement for barbarians? We don't have a basement, so I didn't have to. I'm on a slab.
Ooh, maybe you have one of those rope things, though. Ooh, who knows?
Oh, I should look for a rope door. You know what? So he added on, this is like a post-World War II like small house that he then added on to in the 60s. So I should check like the add-on areas. There is a weird door in the rafters of the garage, so maybe that leads somewhere, but ooh. I don't know if barbarians would live above, right? Like Zack's kind of people, would they live up there? I don't know. Maybe.
You know, one thing is I was looking under this house here, and I saw a super old Pepsi bottle can.
Ooh.
Like one of those ones that's like a perfect cylinder.
Oh. Ike Does Twitch says there's absolutely a pervert dungeon in Timmy's house. Well, yeah, that's why I bought the motherfucker, but I know it's in there because I'm in there all the time. So, like, it's fine.
It's his pervert dungeon.
Yeah, it's my pervert. I'm a pervert.
There's a pervert dungeon because he lives there, by definition.
Speaking of pervert dungeons, I gave my daughter the sex talk this week. Did I tell you that? I
wow.
You guys, yeah, I texted you guys a few weeks ago saying I'm about to. And okay. Zack is right when Barbarian hit. Zack's like, let me give her the talk. I'm like, that is a great idea. Listen, so every once in a while, a man who loves a woman.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
I wasn't going to spoil anything. I was going to. Anyways. Okay, maybe a little. Thank you for stopping me. Anyways, but here's the deal. So a few weeks ago, I was at work, and I forgot my boss had planned for all of us to go out for drinks after work. And I was like, oh, I forgot. So I plan to like take my car home, get a ride to the bar. So I get home, my daughter's there. She's like, hey, I need you to sign this medical form. I'm like, for a class they're taking. I figured it was, they did a period class in the spring in 5th grade. So I'm like, oh, I figure it's more than that. So I sign it, and I'm like, all right, I got to go. I'm like, wait. Because I just noticed the words out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, did that say reproductive process?
Did that say fucking? They used the word fucking.
Class.
Yeah.
It said reproductive class, and I was like, did that say, is that what they're going to do? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's sex. Do you know what sex is? And she's like, no. I said, well, we'll talk about it soon, but I'm going to go drink. It's like, I need to go have several beers right now.
That's like the worst thing.
No.
Hey, honey.
No,
we're going to talk, if we were going to talk about sex, I'm going to have a few drinks.
Right. You only do sex when you're drunk, okay? But no, I just gave her a very straightforward, chill conversation about it, and no, it was fine. Like at the end of it, I'm like, so do you feel like confused or uncomfortable with anything? And she's like, no. And I was like, is it like, do you feel weird about it? She's like, well, it is kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, it is weird. You're right. The whole thing is a little weird. But so I was explaining it to her you know, the reason I want to do it first, because I live in a very conservative place. I don't know what this class is going to tell them. You know what I mean? Sex is when a man and woman only who are definitely in love and married, you know, like, I don't know what they're going to say. So
Yeah.
I told her, like, you know, when two people are attracted to each other, and, you know, we talked about, like, what kind of ways people that are attracted to each other will touch each other. We talked about kissing, because she's seen that, obviously, and, you know, stuff. And I was like, okay. And then when they go past that and touching each other with their hands and da-da-da, then they'll use their genitals with each other, and that's called sex. So we explained that. And the only, like, really funny reaction was when I was like, in the way that, you know, I wasn't even using genders as much as I could. I was just like, and when someone with a penis puts that in the vagina, then, you know, they'll kind of go in and out of stuff will come out of the penis and it'll go into the ovaries, and that's how a baby happens. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I know it's weird, right?
You're like, I wasn't using genders, but like the vagina person.
Right.
Yeah.
I just told her what I said is like when someone with a penis and someone with a vagina,
Which I
has
mean, I
sex,
guess.
it's generally going to be, you know, I said it's usually a man or woman, but it doesn't have to be. I said,
Doesn't have to be, yeah.
Right. So, you know, and you know, kids are way more chill about that.
They love, yeah.
Yeah, they get it. But so I told her, I'm like, I said love and sex are two different things too, and I said when you can have both of them at the same time, it's great. But I said like your mom and I made you, we had sex and made you, but you know,
Yeah.
that shit doesn't happen.
Did you talk about consent?
Yeah, absolutely. That's like the main thing.
That's the
I
main
like
thing,
was
yeah.
like I basically was like, I want you to know this stuff as soon as you're old enough to understand it, because so you can, you know, make your own decisions and be comfortable with your own thoughts, but also so that you can know what's going on and know when you don't want to do it and know how to say no, you know, because you have to be very direct. And I've been on her case about being direct just with anything for a long time. Like, I tell her, when you want something, you got to just speak up and ask for it, because you're a woman and no one's going to listen to you otherwise. I mean, that's just, you know, the shitty reality. So, and I told her, and the reason I'm always telling you about that is for when you're an adult and you're in sexual situations, you know, that you have to say no. And I told her, like, and if they don't listen to you when you say no, then you put your car keys in between your fingers and you punch them in the cheek. Or if you have your shoes on, you scrape your heel down their ankle and smash their toes, you know, so. Or punch them in the dick, you know. But
Can we try something for a sec?
yeah.
I'm a new dad.
Yes.
I am. How about we do a little role play here,
Okay.
and you pretend that you're Wally,
Okay.
and you pretend
I'm Wally right now, or like in like 10 years or whatever. I'm giving the talk.
in like 6 years. This kid. He's a cute kid. He's gonna be horn dogging it up in 6 years, and we're like, oh,
Okay,
Wally,
real quick though, I want to tell you
when
one
you're
more
6,
thing.
this is too young to be fucking. But here, I guess I gotta have this conversation.
One last thing about my daughter. I talk to my daughter real quick about that, because I said, you know, when you're older, there's people that will want to have sex with you. She's like, really? Like, yeah, that's how it works. You know, I said, you know, and you'll want to have sex with people, and they'll want to have sex with you, and you know. But I did tell her, like, there is a possibility you could be asexual. I have one friend in Texas who is, and that just means you don't feel sexual feelings at all. And I said, but given your genetic, your close genetic resemblance to me, that's not likely, because our family's like so horny and makes so many babies, you know. So, anyway.
All right. So.
Okay, here we are. I am 7-year-old Walter.
Yeah, 7-year-old.
Okay, so I gotta be on my phone. That'll be happening, right?
Yeah. Wally, get off your phone for a sec. Put your phone away.
Whatever, Dad.
If you say whatever, Dad, one more fucking time to me, I'm gonna take your Zooble Zabbles away. Zooble Zabbles is this game in the future. All the kids are playing it.
Well, then I'll just watch the Zooble Zabbles TV show.
You don't fucking watch TV. You watch Zoop Boob. which is the new YouTube, 7 years in the future. All right.
Dad, why are you explaining ZoomTube to me? I know about it. I'm 7.
I think, but sometimes I feel like I have to explain simple stuff to you.
Right.
Sorry. All right. So.
What's this about? I have a date tonight.
I know you have a date, and that's why I need to say this. It's before I drive you to the Zubelzabel Museum, I need to talk to you about sex. Have you heard of sex before?
What streaming service is that?
It's like the ones that have like XXX or like Hamster in them. So
stuff mom's always watching when you're gone.
Yeah, so you know all that stuff mom's watching when you're not around. That's sex. And here's the thing is it's like how we reproduce, but it's also how everyone tries to sell stuff to you. Like all the stuff you buy, they're just gonna be like, sex is like so cool and sex is like super cool. And I gotta be honest, it's like pretty cool when you're alone. When you're with a person, it can be kind of annoying. There are a few times it can be really cool, but like a lot of time it's like overhyped and kind of annoying. And yeah. So don't believe the hype. And
so I shouldn't have sex because it's not cool.
I mean, you're gonna have sex. It's gonna be cool. But don't, don't fuck over your friends for sex. Don't give someone all your money for sex. Don't become a dickhead because you want sex so bad. That's really stupid. And there are people who kind of base their whole identity around sex, and that can get kind of tired. Not to shame them or anything like that. Right. They can be very cool, interesting,
those are politicians,
open people.
Right? Politicians.
But the people who are very oh, gotta have it, can be pretty boring. So yeah, I mean, just and also there's porn.
Yeah.
Don't watch the weird stuff.
Is there? Huh?
Don't watch the weird stuff. The weird stuff's weird.
What if I'm into the weird stuff as long as it's consensual? There's no horses or children.
Here's the thing, Terry Hesticles. I wish I was a virgin. I got a kid down there. I haven't slept in weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, to be a virgin.
Having a baby.
I would be playing so many fucking video games.
Sam's bit about sex only being marginally cool is probably true, because when you have a young baby, you're just like, was that really, was that worth all this? It's so loud. He's so loud. And it's so 3 a.m. Oh my God, But I just Twitch, I think
I didn't come here to be kink shaved. Or, yeah.
So I guess Twitch kind of summed up maybe what your real goal is here. It seems like your main concern is making sure your son isn't a fuckboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and is not abusive or a jerk, but
I think, sex is cool. I've probably masturbated more than I've done anything in my entire life.
Oh, yeah, me
and
too.
And I'm counting breathing.
I'm masturbating right now.
And it's cool, but after a while you're like, what the fuck are we doing here,
after 15 or 20 seconds it's like, come on.
And you have a bunch of cool sex, you have a bunch of crazy nights, and you're like, oh, that was cool. And but what's really cool about it is you can masturbate to it later.
Yeah. Which is why you should never drink too much or do drugs too much, because you don't want to lose your memories.
Yeah, you
wanna
don't
lose
want
your spank
to. You don't want
bank.
to fuck with that spank bank. Exactly. Life hack.
If you smoke too much
Yeah.
pot, or shoot heroin, or become an alcoholic, then you're going to lose those very important spank bank cells. This is honestly sort of a good real idea.
Hey, this is a good talk.
I did tell my daughter. I said, I mean, the other thing about sex.
Whoa,
is
Wally, you have a daughter?
I didn't know we were still in character. I'm sorry. Anyways, Dad. So what is masturbating? You said it a bunch, but you haven't explained it.
You know how you like screwed up all the furniture because you were rubbing on it too much?
Yeah, I thought I was just playing kitty.
Yeah, it's masturbating. Here's the thing. Everyone does it, but like, people be weirded out if they know you're doing it, so keep it to yourself.
Is that why I always see you turning your pants inside out and cutting holes in the pockets?
No, that's because I've got itchy balls.
You got balls. Okay.
Yeah, and also like fucking cum is like gonna stain, so try and be like mindful of like where you're coming.
Okay.
I like to do the what I call backboarding. Backboarding is when you're in the bathroom and you're standing up and you're masturbating, you put your hand over the toilet and then you ejaculate onto your hand, so it hits your hand and then drops into the toilet.
Okay. Well, but my wiener goes past the hole of the toilet all the way, even if I'm standing in the front, because.
Oh, you gotta like, you can't
big.
reach it?
No, it's like goes all the way. If I'm standing in front of the toilet, my wiener, due to your genetics, goes all the way across the bowl and hits the seat. It's like big,
You can't.
Long.
You can't like step back. If it's,
okay.
And also, if it's that big, we need to get you to see a doctor. It shouldn't be that big.
But it's thin.
Yeah, even a better reason.
Oh man. Hey, okay. Well, Dad, thank you for this talk. I want to tell you something though.
What's that?
I already got this talk from Timmy yesterday.
Oh no! I need to tell someone about this.
Listen, it wasn't.
Timmy is not.
Talk.
Timmy is not allowed around children. I need to talk to someone about this.
It was on Zoom.
It was on. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's allowed to use a computer because of what they found.
Oh man. And scene? Is that
scene? Scene.
All right.
This is
Listen. It was fun. I get worried
here
when we do improv because then a lot of people think we're an improv group, and so I get worried that people might think we're good at it. We're not. But no, that was fun. That was good. Coming here just in time to hear about Timmy's straw-shaped dick. No. I was playing Sam's son, Walter, and I was talking about his son's straw-shaped dick. So, yeah. But in short, well, I wanted to mention one other thing about because I did tell her, I'm like, the thing is sex is like a lot of fun, and so that's why people want to do it. But like, you have to, then kind of went into all the different things, pregnancy and rape and diseases. I'm like, have you ever heard of AIDS? She's like, no. I was like, man, when I was her age, they were talking about AIDS constantly. Late 80s, early 90s,
Yeah.
Like it was everything.
Well, they cured it. It's done. No.
Wait, there is like way better treatments now for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. It's not the death sentence it used to be. What was it? I'll tell you this right now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be open and honest. It's like 90% of the time, I am way too neurotic about sex. I'm way too like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Am I or not am I doing it? I know I'm doing it right, but like it's that it takes me a while to just like get into the moment. So
yeah, I get it, man. I mean, and that's an anxiety thing, and that's a lot of different things. But and us as performers, we want to make sure that our audience is having a good time.
yeah, I'm cracking jokes, and I'm like, making sure they get their money's worth. I'm a prostitute.
It's like I use that water squirting flower, and not into it. But here's the thing: I have been in relationships where every single moment of a sexual encounter was fucking terror, because they were prone to get very upset, and I knew what happened when they get upset. But then later on in other relationships, it was like being upfront about that and just being like, "Yo, this needs to be chill." They're like, "Yeah," and it's so much better,
Hold on, hang on, just made me laugh. He said, "Wally, do you like movies with gladiators in them?" Which is a quote from Airplane. Yeah.
Oh my god, what a great movie! You know what I watched for the first time in years and years and years?
What's that?
Or Top Secret.
Ooh, Top Secret, starring Val Kilmer. And then Margaret and I watched Willow the next day. I was like, I guess we're just having a fucking Val Kilmer film festival. Real Genius next? Huh?
Maybe, but no. Now it's October, so it has to be a horror movie.
All right, so this is what one thing I was going to talk to you about. One thing I was like, oh, you know what could be fun that we do today?
What?
And I know, like, it's kind of like we've done this like so much. This is actually like the only like reoccurring show, like the show that's still, like holding this channel together. Is talks about this stuff so much, and like the one successful guy in the group is now an auteur within this. But I was like, why don't Timmy and I do a list of 31 horror films?
Oh, I'm down, baby. 31
horror films. Is that okay, guys? I know we talk about horror movies all the time on here.
Well,
but
I don't feel bad about it, because this whole thing is in service of us making a movie, which will have horror elements. But
yes.
But will you alternate? Yeah, I think we'll just do it. It'll be kind of like a group project, I'm sure you guys will give your input, because why else would you be on the internet if not to give unsolicited input?
All right, wait. Here's what we'll do. We will. I've seen people do this, and so I'm kind of stealing stuff from someone else. And I just says is we're gonna draft 16 horror movies each.
Oh, okay.
And one horror movie we'll decide is the best, and one horror movie we'll decide is the worst.
And that gets thrown off the list.
And that gets the 30-second one gets thrown off the list, and the other one's the Halloween favorite.
So no one tell Ian or Sean about this. I'm good friends with them, so we're doing a draft thing. Don't tell them about it.
Who's Ian and Sean?
Oh, they have Ian Carmel, and he's got John Jordan. They have a podcast where they draft things. I forget what it's called. Oh,
they draft everything. I was thinking of they do movie drafts on The Big Picture on the Ringer podcast. So it's a thing.
Anyways, but shout out to all those people.
It's a thing. And, shout out to them. We did not invent this. I just think if we're taking turns, this might be a good way to do this.
Right. I think so. So I'm gonna need to type some sort of type pad, something to jot.
What I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to open a Word document.
Yeah, I'm opening up a Google Doc.
But I'm gonna put it on the screen so that people can see.
Oh. Okay. So are you gonna type in what I say too?
Yeah, I'll make a Timmy column and a Sam column.
And we're doing horror films.
Horror films.
Horror. Yeah, man. 31 horror movies. Yeah. You know what? I've definitely watched at least pieces of 31 different horror movies, but I would have a harder time naming horror movies.
Horror movies?
Horror movies.
Horror movies.
Somewhat, because when I say horror,
American Gigolo?
No, porn. And I'm not saying porn actresses are whores, but there's some that are about horror things.
American Gigolo is about a prostitute. I think that should count.
Yeah.
does
Oh no,
this
that'd be
work?
good. Well, and that stars that guy who's cool.
Richard
John
Garr.
Bernthal.
Oh. You're talking
There's a
about the
TV show. There's a new TV show.
I was talking about the movie.
The old Richard Gere movie.
The
Yeah, I don't know if he's cool or not.
Paul
John
Schrader
Bernthal.
movie. Yeah.
Oh,
How do I
Paul
do this?
Schrader. Midnight Cowboy is a good one too. Yes, good
Oh, yeah.
point, guy. You know.
Can I do 2 columns?
Oh, your brother is sending me hints. Nate, don't help me cheat. But hold on. Nate knows that I don't need his help, so he just reminded me of something that I definitely need to mention. So.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to start typing things down.
All right. Let's see.
Are there any types of horror movie should I worry about never mind. I was gonna ask, do you get too scared about anything?
Do I get too scared? Yeah, I do.
I don't know. What if I just type out Barbarian 3 or 16 times?
Oh.
That's
all right, Barbarian's off the list.
Yeah. And just so people know, because people,
no.
the thing is...
Here's what we do. 15 and 15, Barbarian's number 1. In support of our friend.
You know what? It is a fucking good movie, though.
It is.
I mean,
it's a good movie.
It's new, but once it settles into my life, it would probably be towards that upper echelon. It's a great horror movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's simple. It's quick.
Yeah, man.
Right.
There's humor in it, and an online movie writer, critic kind of guy that I love, Vern. Shout out to Vern. He does a lot of horror movie stuff, and he always talks about how he's not super into horror comedies, but he loves it when there's good comedy in a horror movie. You know what I mean? And I would say Zack's movie definitely fits that bill.
You know what? Wait, fuck this. I'm gonna do a different thing than this.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do a spreadsheet.
Holy shit!
All right, you keep thinking about your movies.
I'm gonna have to go look at my movies because I'm so bad at remembering things.
You know what you should do?
What should I do?
Fucking Letterboxd, my man.
I'm looking at that's what I just started doing.
Letterboxd, yeah.
Also, I should go get the stack of movies I'm gonna watch because I already did that. I prepped like fucking Christmas shopping. I got my stack of horror movies I want to watch, the ones that I own. So I could go get the stack too, and people like it when I do that. Okay. Nate, the one you told me is on there, so don't worry, buddy.
Okay. Here it is.
It's one from Trailer Boys that got us in trouble with people.
Got you in trouble?
Not trouble, but...
What are you doing to my show?
You know how... Oh, we're burning that motherfucker to the ground, baby. Yo, we had... Sam, I know you get worried about how we're treating Trailer Boys, but did you know last week we had director of the hit horror movie Barbarian.
What? That's a big get. That's a big get.
It was fucking nuts. And he was so chill, so down to earth. It was
I hear that he's a down to earth guy.
Talking to him, I felt like I'd known him for 21 years. It was crazy. It was really cool. Somebody said, yeah, but he could only do 2 hours. No, in Zach's defense, most of our shows are 2 hours on this, and so he showed up ready to give 2 hours. And he's like, oh, this is 3? We're like, yeah, man, at least. He's like, oh.
Yeah. It's a good show.
I gotta go watch a movie with my wife.
Guys, if you haven't checked out Trailer Boys, check it out. It's
so much fun.
It is so much fun, and it is it's a different vibe than other things.
Yes, definitely.
Because it has this it engages with the audience. Oh, also, I just want to give something a plug right now. If you're on Twitter, check out Art Gobblers at Art Gobblers. It's this Justin Roiland NFT project that I've been messing around with and helping out with, and I think it's really fun, and I'm excited about it, and hope people enjoy it.
Interesting.
So that was a butt plug. All right. Let's see. 15 for 15.
Are you already at 15?
No. We're not. We can like just go one by one.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna go get my stack then. I feel more comfortable if I'm surrounded by physical totems. I don't know, but sure. I just know in other streams I've sometimes randomly display my movie collection and people enjoy it. So I'm gonna go get my stack. But okay, Legion King says I was gonna rent Barbarians just so people know, because I know that there's like a rotating thing with the internet and with our Reddit and with this is like there's always people coming in and out, so people don't always know all the deets and what's going on in our lives. Sam's got a baby. I got a new house. Zach's got a new movie. So his movie's called Barbarian singular because there was a film that just came out like
not just even came out ago. Called Barbarians. Yeah. Barbarians.
And then there's also oh no, I don't have my OBS camera up. I was going to show that poster for the Barbarian Brothers movie. The Barbarians.
Did you see the post I did the day Barbarian came out?
No, I didn't.
It was go see this movie and it was a Barbarian poster, and then it was not this movie and it was the Barbarians brother poster. Go see this movie and it's a different Barbarian poster, not this movie, Conan the Barbarian. And then it kept going, and then there was one that was like Barbarian Babes, and I said like not this one. Wait a second, maybe go see this one.
Yeah, babes are cool.
All right, Timmy. Do you have a pick? Just off the top of your head. Off the top of your head.
No, I already started typing some in. You might laugh at this one, but I watched it again recently and I enjoyed it. I swear my other ones will not be this silly, but House of 1,000 Corpses. I think it's a fun October watch. Is it the most serious movie in the world? No, but is it? Does it make all the sense? No. But
1,000 starring
oh yeah,
the nerd
Rainn
guy.
Wilson. And what? Yeah, that guy that got did he get in trouble? Chris Hardwick?
Chris Hardwick?
Sid Haig.
Soft trouble. I think he had a girlfriend.
He got quote unquote
like,
canceled, which means not. Huh?
I think his girlfriend was like, he's a jerk or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not an expert.
No, that is exactly what happened. Okay, but also, I mean, when I think about it, I'm thinking about the bad guys are the stars of it. Sid Haig, Bill Moseley, who is a sweetheart. In fact, last time I watched it, I tweeted at him, like, Bill Moseley's so good in this, and he wrote back, yeah, I was channeling my inner Edgar Winter, because he's got, like, long white hair and very pale skin in that movie.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Yeah, he like I followed him and he followed me back. He's like a chill dude.
Cool.
In fact, one of his other movies I got to put on here.
Okay. It's tough because like it's like, do you start with the big ones?
Well, and I can only pick 15. I've probably watched 100 this year. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess like.
I mean, I could go more, but I mean, maybe instead of trying to write a list ahead of time, we should just start saying them, and then we'll get to 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, we're drafting these. All right, so I'm gonna do. I can do Phantasm 2.
You fucker. Well, I would have did in the first one.
That was a defensive pick. That you can pick the first one.
I might. I mean, it's really good.
Just I think Phantasm.
That's become a Trailer Boys trope. So people will submit Phantasm movies just to try to link them to whatever the theme is because they know I'll love it.
They're different. Yeah, that's the Timmy pandering.
That's Timmy pandering. Is not hot chicks like for Nate. It's shiny metal balls.
I always said you loved those shiny metal balls.
Yeah.
Here we are. Wait, let me see. Is that better? Maybe I'll make it bigger for people.
Oh, I'm not looking at the screen. Hey, I'm gonna do some donos while I get set up because we gotta
do some donos.
Hold on and hang on. Donated $20. She says, "Woo, Sam, is the PO box still up? Winter means cookies. Always happy."
No, it's not. I don't live in the same place anymore.
Oh, that's right, you don't. Your biggest only fan donated $10. Says, "Hi guys, great to see all y'all. Where's Daryl and Zachariah? Are they with child? Good to see Tim Tam and Sim Sam. Let's go to Mars Man Whores. Hi mom, can you please heckle chat? I mean, I'm awake, so that's already happened." May McDonald Music donated $15. Thank you so much.
What's up, May?
will you guys eventually raid my horror short festival on Twitch if it happens during your stream? Fuck yeah, send us information about it. It's going to happen a few times this month. Vision of Madness on Twitch. Noted. That's awesome. Speaking of horror short films, my daughter and I this morning were checking out what was on HBO, and they put up a 1-minute film from 1898.
Oh, yeah.
Called The Four Something Heads.
I've been seeing those things.
They put up a bunch of them, and we'll watch some more too. But there's a 1-minute short, but it's just this dude, and you can see when he has like a black fabric box over his head to but like basically he pulls his own head off a bunch of times, and then he's like sings and dances with them. It's pretty great, and they have a few like that.
How's that? Is that better,
Final
guys?
Fantasy. Someone asked, is Final Fantasy the Spirits Within a horror movie? I would say it's a horrible movie.
Is that the CG one?
Oh yeah, it's so bad and crazy.
Does Ben Affleck do a voice in that, or does one of the guys just look like Ben Affleck?
One of the guys looks like Ben Affleck.
Okay.
I want to say James Woods is the voice of the guy that looks like Ben Affleck.
Alec Baldwin, someone says.
Maybe Baldwin did. I know Donald Sutherland is in it. Yeah, Alec
Timmy,
Baldwin.
number two.
Okay, keeping it moving. Thank you. Okay, number 2. Let's go with. I want to make sure I mention the year of this one so we get the right
Mack.
one.
Oh yeah, it's on delay.
1958. The Horror of Dracula. It's the first Hammer Horror Studios Dracula movie.
Ooh.
Great. Have you seen any of those?
No, I have not.
Oh, dude. Christopher Lee as Dracula, Peter Cushing as Dr. Van Helsing. And it's a little more, pulpy, I guess you could say, but action-packed, a little more blood than like the old school Bela Lugosi one. So. Worth a gander.
You know
they
what?
made like a whole bunch of sequels.
That's going to inspire my next pick.
Yes.
Which is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I have not seen that one. I've never seen
really?
that movie.
It's there's some crazy performances. One. Yeah, it's Coppola. And I think the really cool thing about it's got this amazing score. B, the costume design is fucking insane. The the art design in the movie is really cool. But like the thing I like the most about it is you see that he is like, Coppola's a fan of movies, and you see that he's not just doing a Dracula movie, he's doing all the Dracula movies.
Right.
He's doing stuff that like you can tell the style and the effects that he's using are nods to the past Dracula movies. And yeah, Keanu's English accent is horrible, but like Gary Oldman as Dracula is great.
Yeah.
You got Tom Waits as Renfield. That's really cool. You got,
I didn't know Tom Waits played Renfield. That's great.
Tom Waits plays Renfield. Anthony Hopkins really good as Van Helsing, and it even like it is a straight up adaptation of the book, and probably one of the closest ones out there.
I have not read the book either. It's weird.
The Renfield movie is written by a friend of mine, Ryan Ridley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who?
Ryan Ridley. He was a writer for Rick and Morty. Did some voices on it, and funny enough, he gets thanked in Barbarian.
Oh.
He's friends with the producer, one of the producers of Barbarian, and went and visited the set, and probably just like added his advice to stuff. I don't think I got thanked. Timmy, did you get thanked?
I didn't get thanked. I was looking for my name. I saw Amy's name. I know.
Did you see my name?
No, I did not see your name.
I mean,
here's
I understand, but me?
Hey, I read the script before it was even shot. I don't know if that makes me. I don't know. No, but here's the thing. I didn't see my name, so I was mad. But then I didn't see your name either, which made me feel better.
Oh. He didn't thank Trevor either.
I did not see Trevor's name either. But maybe I missed, I don't know. I was so busy controlling my orgasm because I love the movie so much.
Yeah.
The way his name comes up, it's funny. I told him before the movie came up I was in the theater before the movie. Like I got there pretty early, so I was just texting Zack, and I'm like, when your name comes on screen, I might tear up a little bit. But then the way his credit comes on screen, there's no way you're going to tear up at that part. So.
Yeah. This is actually really interesting from Guard the Bunny. Apparently, the guy that translated the original Dracula book to Polish completely rewrote it into a weird, lame vampire fan fiction. Now, do they have that in English? I would love to read that.
Yeah, I would read that and then watch that crazy Spanish version of Universal Dracula that doesn't like that, where they did their own like Mexican Dracula, totally different thing.
All right, number 3.
Did you do a second one?
Yeah, Bram Stoker's
you did
Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'm gonna go with The Fog, the original John Carpenter version. The Fog. Have you seen that one?
That's Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Yep, and Tom motherfucking Atkins and the other people.
I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. That might be on. I'm bolding some that I'm gonna like save for later for the spank bake for later.
Who's that? Gorgeous French lady was in a bunch of horror movies in the 80s. What the heck was her name? She's in that movie. What's her name? I think she was in a Swamp Thing movie too. I'll look it up.
Ooh, Ray Weiss was in the first Swamp Thing.
Wow. Adrienne Barbeau.
They had to have him wear the makeup and everything like that, and he couldn't move his neck. And
what?
For the close-ups, they're like, it's got to be you, and he couldn't move his neck, and he was like, you can't even tell it's me.
Ray Wise from Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see. I've talked about this before on chat as one of my new favorite horror movies. I'm throwing in Kristin.
Oh yeah,
as the first Stephen King on the list. Kristin.
There you go.
You haven't seen Kristin?
John Carpenter. I've not seen it. No, I wanted to read the book first, and I've been really bad at reading books the last year or so.
Kristin is how would I describe Kristin? Kristin is like
it's about a car.
Yeah, but like it's, you wouldn't think it, but like it's kind of like Drive meets The Exorcist.
Okay.
Like, cause like the thing that rules about that movie is its style. Its lighting is fucking great. It looks so good, and it's just a vibe. The thing is a fucking vibe. It rules. I love that,
dude. Johnny Carps, man. I mean, I've got one of his I've got a record that when he did that band with his son and that other guy, and just like just listening to the music and then thinking about the movies they accompany. It's just like, man, he is so good at that vibe kind of thing. Because think about the beginning of They Live. And Rowdy is walking through, is it LA, right? And it's just like boom bam. And the music nails the feeling of like he's a drifter, the world is maybe a little bit further in the future, and economy sucks, everybody's living in tent cities, and it's just that music, that kind of bluesy, like walking into town kind of music.
The WGenes, after we finish this, I'm gonna post this list on the Reddit.
Yeah. Oh wait, you did one.
I did one. Yeah. 4? Now it's your turn. Yeah.
Okay. Well, going off of yours, I'll go. I'll do another car theme, with one that I blind bought this from Shout Factory when it was cheap because the cover's cool, and I finally watched it a few weeks ago with my daughter, and we loved it. The Car, from like 1978, and it's basically like these producers are trying to rip off Jaws and have a car.
The car was a big Trailer Boys trailer. I think it might have won the week it was. You know what a funny thing about The Car is, for those Futurama fans out there, is they do an episode of Futurama where Bender gets bitten by a werecar.
I just watched that too.
And
the werecar.
he turns into the car from the car.
He turns into the car. Yeah,
they definitely saw it. Like it's a very clear 1-to-1. I gotta see that. That's an awesome trailer. The car.
Yeah. So there's, I mean, it is like very Jaws, but the thing is they add this whole demonic possession, or not even demonic possession, but it's like the car is something else. It's kind of, they never explain too much, but there's some shots in that they're like, fucking way to go, the car. There's like a lady in the foreground in her kitchen talking on the phone, freaking out. And then you see her kitchen window right here, right next to her, right? She's like this, okay? And the kitchen window's right here. And it's dark outside. And so you just see the darkness, and then 2 headlights, 2 dots come on, and they're just coming closer and closer and closer. And then she's like, oh my God, I hear the roar. And then just fucking drives into the house. It's like, it is a great shot. It's awesome, man. It's great.
I'm putting stars by both of these because, we might have to watch these trailers at the end of the show.
Yeah. Which one, the car and Kristin?
Yeah, just because they're both really good. Ooh, I want to see this one that Wigwarmer just put in, Cat's Eye. That's on,
it's on one
Criterion
of those
right now, I think.
Yeah,
Criterion's doing a 80s horror one.
Their horror collection is like, and I love Shudder. Shudder is not putting out a lot of new stuff for October that rules. They already have a lot of good stuff on there, but looking at like who's putting out stuff for this month, Criterion's like nailing it. So I did a 2-week trial with them just to do it.
Here's the thing with Criterion. It's great. It is kind of bummer. Like I have a Vizio TV and they don't have the app on the Vizio TV, so it's like a hassle for me to kind of get to the app.
You can put it on Xbox though.
Yeah, I don't even think you can put it on PlayStation though.
No, I don't think so.
But a lot of the Criterion movies are on the AMC or the TCM hub of
wing of HBO.
HBO.
Yes, I've noticed.
So
that too.
there's a lot of overlap there.
That is how I first saw Breathless a few weeks ago after Godard died.
Oh.
I've never seen Breathless before. So
I love that.
Movie. Did you do your 4th one yet?
Breathless?
No. You picking Breathless as your 4th
movie?
movie?
No. I'm saying Breathless. He does that thing where he like rubs his lips the way that what's his name? Humphrey Bogart does.
Oh, yeah. And then he looks at the picture of him. Yeah.
Things like that. Let's see. My 3rd one. Sam Brown's 3rd scary scare.
You're on 4th.
4th scary scare of my list is The Brood.
Oh, yeah. That was recently on Trailer Boys when we did Evil Kids.
I think that movie is rad. It's Cronenberg, and it's got what's his name? Walter Reed is a prominent character in it, and he's just like hilarious to watch on screen.
Oliver Reed?
Or Oliver Reed.
Oliver Reed.
Yeah, Oliver Reed. Yeah.
Someone said Vince Vaughn's Psycho. Nah.
I watched a video recently that was like a shot-for-shot comparison of Vince Vaughn's Psycho with the original Psycho, and I was like, maybe I should watch this.
Really?
Scanner. Someone just said I'd go Scanners in The Fly over The Brood. It's been a long time since I've seen. Rex Bosworth said this. It's been a while since I've seen The Fly. Scanners. I don't even know I would consider Scanners a horror movie.
No,
I
sci-fi thriller.
I fucking love Scanners. And
Scanners.
You know
what's
funny? Zack and I asked Zack the question like, hey, if Hollywood was to hand over the keys to any franchise out there and let you remake anything or make it into a new franchise, or what would it be? And he said Batman because he has that Batman script.
The henchman thing?
Yeah. And afterwards, I forget what I said, but then afterwards I thought I would love to make another Scanners movie. I mean, I'd love Scanners, but also the world it lives in is so fucking cool.
Because then it goes into Scanners 2 and 3, but then Scanner Cop is part of
there's all
that
the Scanner
franchise.
Cop movie.
Yeah.
And,
Which, did you know that Maniac Cop was supposed to originally be part of the Maniac universe? Isn't that funny? Weird, right?
Weird. Deja gets behind me taking over
Nicolas
Scanners.
says, I wouldn't call The Fly a horror movie. It's a drama that's gross. Nah, it's so gross it's a horror movie. It's like body horror. It's fucking disgusting.
I love Cronenberg.
I think they're probably kidding.
I think
Yeah.
they're so fucking...
He's a fucking weirdo. And that's who you want making movies, you know? That's another thing about Barbarian. It's not spoilery, but, like, you know, you and I... Here's the thing, Sammy, and I think you'll appreciate this. So I have... You know, for friends, other people that kind of know Zack, or even just other fans and stuff that have written me, be like, I was surprised that Zack had that in him. And I said, I fucking wasn't. You know? Not in a bad way, but you know what I mean? I feel like he got some like of his some shit out in that. Like, you know, how you're talking about Cronenberg. Cronenberg puts his weirdnesses and obsessions into his films, and I feel like Zack got some of that out in Barbarian, you know?
Well, I also think that Barbarian is a very, if you think about it, it's a very sketchy movie. Not in the fact that, like, it's like a bunch of different things, but I think of the intent that it has and the kind of pacing, the kind of purposeful pacing. I see a lot of Whitest Kids in it, you know, like the way it jumps around. And
well, let's be honest, there's not enough Whitest Kids in it.
Yeah, true. And the kind of twists that it have, I think, are similar to the kind of things where we're like, when we're writing a sketch, and we get to a point and we're like, what if the opposite of that happened?
Right.
And, yeah.
So I was talking to somebody about, one of my friends here about it, and I was like, you know, every once in a while when we would pitch sketches, every once in a while Zack would pitch one that was like, had something fucked up happen in it, and we were just like, oh, okay, man. And I think that there was one about I can't remember, but anyways, there was a couple that I just remember like that. And so then, like, when I learned he was kind of into horror and writing horror movies and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, because he always had that kind of angle to him, you know?
Yeah.
It was a natural thing.
He always, like, you'd go over his house and he'd be like, hey guys, I got a cat. And he'd be like, you got a cat? That's crazy. I thought you never. And then he'd start choking the cat.
Right.
And it was
like how he
weird.
was always
and then he, like,
stacking
killed
up
the cat and he threw it away.
That's fucked up. Or like he was always stacking up like jars and boxes in front of that rope hanging out of his wall.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
He always did that. Cool. I was like, what's in there? And he was like, don't worry about it. I was like, because it sounds like screaming women. And he'd be like, shh. Okay.
So, okay, let's get back on track.
Right,
I got number 5.
Five.
Somebody suggested this in chat, but I agree that it should be on there because it's a fun thing. Mad God.
Mad God? No.
You know about that one?
No.
Okay. Phil Tippett, who is a big-time stop-motion guy. He did stuff in Star Wars. He did stuff, lots of Lucasfilm stuff. He did Jurassic Park stuff. He's done, ED 209 and the original RoboCop was Phil Tippett.
Okay.
He's a genius. So all of this time, for the last 33 years or so, he's doing all these big Hollywood movies. In his like own little studio at his house, he was making this really fucked up weird movie called Mad God, and it's almost all stop motion. And it's like these weird. It's almost like a 75 or 80 minute long Tool video, but it like works really well. It's like better than a Tool video. You know what I mean? It's fucking awesome.
Hey.
What?
I got a like. You just reminded me of something. Have you heard of this band? This German band called Electric Callboys.
Mm-mm.
It's like this band is Power Man 5000 meets what's that band? The Roof is on Fire band.
Fucking something boys. Bloodhound Gang. They're not
Bloodhound Gang. It's
Gang.
Bloodhound Gang. It's a German band that's Bloodhound Gang meets Power Man 5000. Electric Callboy.
does
Chat,
that
are people
amount-
into this? Like,
Are those two amounts of edginess negate each other?
People it's like pop. It's like funny pop. It's Rammstein-ish. It's funny pop, but also like heavy like screaming like metal. Like
That's awesome.
it's like German pop, and they're like very like like that kind of like let's look like. They're very like Napoleon Dynamite-ish, like that like let's look silly and be over sexual and that kind of thing. And I'm like, I respect it. It's party metal.
Oh, party metal. Okay.
It's party
metal.
metal.
Andrew WK kind of blazed the trail for that a little bit too.
But it's like more. It's like I'd say more German, more pop. Like
okay, so there's a German thrash metal band from the early '80s called Tankard, and all their songs are about like being hungover or drinking. And then you probably heard of Municipal Waste, their more recent thrash band from Chicago. They have a lot of songs about that too. But
okay.
Anyways, but so Mad God,
it's just one of these things where I saw it and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mad God is like I mean you would probably like it. It's like more of a fever dream kind of thing than like a plot, but like I just watch a trailer because the thing is like it's so intense and crazy that like it's better to almost watch it in chunks, and it kind of makes sense that it took him so long to make it because it probably fucking broke his brain a few times. It's really pretty crazy. There's one puppet that looks like, did he get somebody's actual teeth and put it in this creature's mouth? Like it looks fucking crazy. There's some good stuff. And so every year Shudder has what they call the Ghoul Log, which is like a video Yule log only it's a jack-o'-lantern. And every once in a while they'll let a horror director make their own. And so this year's is Phil Tippett. So it's all this fucked up stop motion animation guys climbing all over the pumpkin, and it's scary. Anyways, it's a good addition to the list, and that was my number 5.
Okay. My number 5. This is boring. I'm gonna throw a boring one down there, but I gotta put it down there. Yeah, Exorcist.
Is it really Exorcist?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too good.
Man. It's like there's certain movies like that. Are like, well, you have to. I mean, Halloween. I'm not gonna put that on this list, but I watch Halloween every Halloween. It's like that's great. I'm gonna go. I'm not trying to be cool or like I've never heard of that movie, but I am trying to do ones that maybe people wouldn't always put on a list. And this one,
totally.
This one is definitely, and I've divin pretty.
And I'm gonna say I probably put Exorcist on the list because I just didn't have one ready. And I was like, I have to.
But it's still awesome. Like it's an awesome movie, man.
It's awesome.
The single frame demons are so fucking great in that movie. The
single frame demons make it feel like it's possessed. Like the movie itself feels possessed.
Yeah.
Like seeing that in the theater. Like I saw that in a New York theater, and I think I saw it with Trevor. I think we were like, hey, you want to go see The Exorcist? It's like October. I think it was like a Friday the 13th. Or no, maybe I saw it with my friend John. But we had to sit. We went to Union Square and had to sit in the front row at this midnight screening. And the whole time, it was that classic, like New York movie-going experience where there was someone who was like, "No, fuck no, oh no!" Like every time she did something that was like possessed. Right. It was great. It was amazing.
And here's why that movie rules is because that person maybe had never seen it before, but also could have seen it, and it doesn't matter because The Exorcist fucking is scary, and like even if you've seen it before, it's like fuck,
Do you know the weird story behind The Exorcist and the movie Cruising?
No. Wait, that's like that gay bar pickup movie with Al Pacino, right?
Yeah, and they're both directed by William Friedkin.
Okay.
I'm gonna get this like a little bit wrong, but like, so there's this book Cruising, and William Friedkin was like approached about directing, and he was like iffy on it. But then it came out that the guy that played the X-ray tech in Exorcist was a serial killer of like gay men, and so he like, I think because of this, there's something like that. I'm getting something wrong here, but there was a real murderer in The Exorcist in the X-ray scene. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a fucking evil movie. It feels possessed. Yeah, definitely. It's got like there's that series I haven't watched it yet, but Cursed Films, and Exorcist is I think the first episode. Really? Like, yeah, it's on Shudder. They've done 2 seasons. I'm sure it's great. I just haven't watched it. Their documentary series are cool. Okay, so number 6 for me. This is the one Nate told me to be sure to include, because a few weeks ago we did horror movie sequels for Trailer Boys, because we were hoping to have Zack on that episode. We ended up not getting him until the next week, but so we went with a horror thing. Anyways, so somebody submitted Return to Oz, and Nate and I fucking loved that idea because the trailer part was I heard about this.
Scary, yeah. And so it ended up, I think, winning or almost winning the whole night. But then people were like, "Well, it's not a sequel to a horror movie." And we're like, "Well, it is a horror movie that's a sequel, you know." So I don't know. I don't think people are disagreeing that it was a horror movie. I think people are disagreeing that it was not part of like a horror franchise, horror story, you know. But that wasn't a real trailer. I'm pretty sure it was a real trailer. Here's the thing, though. It might have been a later composed trailer, but but the real trailer for it was scary too. You know, what's up?
I don't think I would. I wonder if I were to watch Return to Oz as adult without ever seeing it before, if I would think it was a horror movie. No, if I were to see it as an adult without seeing it as a kid. Like, I feel like it's scary for kids, but you know.
Well, I mean, but there's some pretty scary shit in that. I mean, the Wheelers are scary. The way the Rock guys are animated is scary, and Mombi with the heads, you know.
But there's also scary things in fucking Never-Ending Story. I don't know.
That's true. But the thing is Return to Oz just feels, I don't know, like it's scarier. You know what? I'm gonna. Here's the thing. I think Nate only told me to do that so it could continue to be a problem for my life when I'm talking about horror movies. So I'm gonna excise that from my number 6.
Oh,
and I'm never speaking to your brother again, which will make tomorrow weird, but whatever. And I'm gonna go with my original plan for number 6, which is. Possibly, I think it's kind of a lesser known movie from the 70s called God Told Me To. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, whoops.
Larry Cohen.
No, I have not.
It's, you know who Larry Cohen is? He wrote a lot of great shit, and it's always very subversive. Nate just texted me and said, exactly.
Larry
I knew
Cohen.
You were trying to... He suggested it for the drama. God, I hate him.
Larry Cohen. What did he do?
He wrote and directed this movie. He wrote and directed The Stuff. He wrote Maniac Cop.
Yes.
He wrote Maniac Cop. He wrote Maniac. He was always doing shit that was like, had a little bit of social commentary to it. You know, Uncle Sam, stuff like that. So, but God Told Me To is one of his first, and it's people start committing murders and then saying God told me to, and then the reason. As this guy investigates and finds out what's going on, it's like, shit, no wonder this movie's not more well known, because like it says some stuff about Christianity that people probably are like, whoa. You know, like it makes some major weird suggestions about God and Jesus and what it really means and all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, very cool. I would say put that on there. I mean, I did.
I'm going to put a fun one. I'm going to do a fun one.
Yeah, do fun.
Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight.
There's another one I haven't seen. So yeah, this is going to be good for me too. Yeah,
I mean,
like is that Dennis Miller?
No, that's Bordello of Blood, and I remember that one being awful.
Right.
This one has the main actor is what's his name? William Sadler.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Yeah.
And the bad guy is Billy Zane, and like that duo. I think Jada Pinkett's in it too.
I just looked it up and she's in it. Yep.
And
Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church, but also who plays the woman who owns the place? It's she's got that like initial name like.
Let me. What's
She's
the
got
movie called?
two initials
Demon
name. Yeah.
CC
Rider.
CCH Pounder.
CCH Pounder. That's
CCH Pounder. She's great. Yeah. She's
Okay.
always good.
But yeah, it's not like a great movie. It's a fun movie.
Right. I want to see it.
And it is like, and like Billy Zane's really great as a bad guy. He's really like stupid and hammy. It's kind of like a perfect Billy Zane role to be like this, devil demon type character, the smooth talking,
Totally, man.
Cool.
Yeah, that's one I've always wanted to see. So let's get old school. My next one is the 1933, the original version of The Invisible Man.
Ooh, that is also one that is on. I think that's going to be on.
It's on something.
On something.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, but I saw something recently and I was like, oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, man. When I got like
I've only seen the John Carpenter Invisible Man.
I've never seen that one.
Memoirs of the Invisible Man starring
Right.
Chevy Chase. I saw it in theater.
Wow. My daughter and I watched it together for the first time a couple years ago, and we're just like, wow, this is like pretty scary. And it's like, because he's fucking bananas. And like the actor I forget the actor's name. He also played the Phantom of the Opera in the second version they did. But
Lon Chaney?
anyways, no, it's not Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney's in the first version. Lon Chaney Sr. But anyways, I forget who the guy is. But he does an amazing job as the Invisible Man, and it's way scarier than you'd think. So
Okay.
check it out. Check it out. What's it all
So
about?
you've been listening to some Beastie Boys.
I
Huh?
guess.
All right. This one, I'm gonna go with. This is sort of the kind of one of the. I think it came out the same year as Texas Chainsaw Massacre, around that time of the sort of in that sort of birth of the slasher film. And I thought it was like gonna be way cheesier than it was, and it was fucking awesome and dark and weird. And I feel like part of this movie is the acting is better than the genre of horror, because horror wasn't known as being like as low budget cheap. But Dark Bastard said it, Black Christmas.
Yes, I was gonna say that maybe too. Black Christmas rules. It's actually, I believe it's older than Texas Chainsaw, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. I mean,
I
it
think
is
it's like the first thing like that. 74.
prototypical slasher.
I think Texas Chainsaw's the same year. Yeah, you're right.
And but like it is like,
Yeah, they're both 74. It's scary.
and that was inspired by what's his name, Ted Bundy, right? Or was that before Ted Bundy?
I don't know.
I think it's like, it's one of those things where the genre of horror wasn't like kind of weighing it down in a way. And horror's great, but like I think there's all these things that we let go with horror.
Yes.
And slasher movies, and sort of like, oh yeah, they can be like, like we can have shitty performances, and we can,
right.
And like it really feels like it's just really going for it, and there's
it's
something
like a drama about
a
crazy murder, So inspiration for the film came from the urban legend known as the babysitter and the man upstairs, which is a widespread urban legend, and then also a series of murders that occurred during the holiday season in the Westmount area of Montreal.
Oh.
It doesn't mention Ted Bundy, but I don't know. But yeah.
It was 19 before Ted Bundy. Okay.
Oh, this would have been before that. Yeah, great
Niamix
call.
was saying it was before Ted Bundy.
Yeah,
Because I know
totally.
Ted Bundy, after he got out of jail one of the times, he like went to a sorority and killed a bunch of sorority girls in Florida. Totally. So life imitates art.
I'm not going to put this on the list, but so, Black Christmas has been remade twice. The most recent one I didn't like, but the one from like 2006 or something like that, was written by one of the other guys that wrote a bunch of X-Files episodes, but not the Breaking Bad guy. Another guy, Glenn Morgan, maybe. And he... So what they did is they gave the fucking guy, like, all this backstory. But the backstory is, like, crazy. There's, like, inbreeding and mutations, and he's got a weird liver disease. All this, like, weird X-Files shit. He basically, like, took a bunch of X-Files episodes and put them into Black Christmas. And so it's not nearly as good as... None of them are as good as the original movie. But it's, like, a lot of fun. It's, like, crazy, you know? So...
That's a bummer because, like, one of the things that is really great about Black Christmas is that, like, you don't get answers.
Yeah.
It makes it so much scarier.
Yeah.
And, I mean, and again, I mean, even though it was before Ted Bundy, I think there is that kind of, that we're starting to recognize serial killers within society. You think about, like, that whole, like, Mindhunter thing, which is based on a real thing.
Around that time.
And so there is a senselessness to everything, and that kind of like gets to the root of what is really scary about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally. And you know, over-explaining things is always bad. And I think the prequelization of things and origins and people's obsession with having to know stuff sucks. And I agree that you just a little dabble to you and let your mind, you know, trust your audience more. And let their mind fill in stuff, you know? Like, we don't need to be fucking spoon-fed every little thing, you know? That's what my daughter and I talked about with the car, because they never really explain what is the car, you know? And we liked that about it, you know? That was around the same time, too, like mid-70s, you know? So. Zack does a good job of not over-explaining things in his movie.
Although,
what?
if they stick a gun to Zack's head, and they say... Hey, you gotta make a sequel, or we're gonna fucking kill you, you little bitch. If the studios do that, they do that sometimes. People might not know about that. But what do you think about this?
That's how Godfather 2 happened.
Barbarian 2. Frank.
Yes, that is what it would be about.
I think that would be a cool movie.
Yeah, I would watch it because it would have Richard Brake in it.
Yeah.
And possibly Kurt Braunohler. So, yeah. Hell yeah. Zack said Richard Brake is cool. I'm like, yeah, I bet he's cool. He seems fucking cool. He fucking killed Batman's parents. That guy's cool. Yeah.
All right.
It's my turn for number... Yeah, is it my... Yeah, you did Black Christmas. Okay, so I'm at... this one... was okay. So when the pandemic started, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, in a couple years there's going to be a lot of like pandemic horror movies, and it's going to be annoying." Well, at the time, this writer and director and some movie stars, not movie stars, but actors, made a horror movie over their Zoom calls, but they fucking did it for real, actually during COVID, filming stuff separately. Except in one brilliant case in the movie. But so Host, that came out in 2020, it's only like 55 minutes long, and I normally think you should, when you watch a movie, it should be as close to the cinematic experience as possible. But Host, since it takes place on a Zoom call, I originally watched it on a laptop with headphones in the dark, you know, and it's fucking terrifying that way, because it's about these people that have a Zoom seance, and then it goes wrong, you know, so... a lot of fun, and it was literally actually filmed and done like in the pandemic, you know, so pretty cool.
Wait, I think I want to look at something.
Is it British? I think there's some British people in it. I think it's an American movie though.
Oh no, there was an American movie that was like another movie that was like this too, right?
Unfriended, which is also pretty good.
Unfriended.
Yeah, that was
I think I know one of the guys in
13.
Unfriended.
Oh yeah,
Jacob. Is that guy in it?
Unfriended. I watched recently. I went on a little Jacob Wasaki.
Yeah. Good
oh
dude.
my god, the way his guy gets it in Unfriended is fucking dope. You should ask him about it if you know the guy.
I was hoping he lived.
Yeah. That's it. That's the thing about
all
those
the
computer screen movies. And
all the spoilers.
I'm sorry. But here's the thing with found footage, especially like the computers free movies, no one's fucking making it out of that thing. That's why someone had to find the footage.
Yeah.
It's like I found it in this pile of innards that used to be Sam's friend. You know, like that's.
Did you ever see VHS 2?
No, I don't know if I've seen any of the VHS movies. I've seen maybe I have. I've seen the ABCs of Death. I always get ABCs of Death and VHS mixed up.
I have my friend is like in the glue of VHS 2. She's like plays like a cop who's sifting through tapes. My friend, just dropping that one out there.
Word.
For everyone.
Lou Reed asked which guy and unfriended. The chubby, funny guy. I mean, he probably got a role that I probably was supposed to audition for and forgot to. No, 2014 would be too late. But I had several auditions in the early mid-2000s that I hated auditioning. I was terrible at auditioning. But I auditioned for the fat guy that dies in a few different horror films. Most notable, the Friday the 13th remake. So.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I know the guy that played Jason in that movie. Oh, which actually brings me to my next pick.
The Mears, Derek?
Yeah,
Mears?
Derek Mears.
You know Derek Mears? How do you know Derek
Very
Mears?
good guy. He's part of the whole 101 crew. Very, insanely positive guy. I did a music video where he ripped my guts out, a Manx video. So Friday the 13th, part 4. I think it's the final chapter, right?
Yeah, the final chapter. I knew that was your favorite.
Yeah.
Wait, and Sam, are you looking at me right now?
Yes.
Okay, so here's my. There's my little impression of his dance for you.
Yeah, that's Timmy's impression of Crispin Glover's dance in it. Yeah.
Have you watched that recently?
I think probably 5 years ago.
He's such a whiny little incel bitch in that movie.
Oh, he's such an yeah.
Oh, terrible. He just constantly whining about no one fucking him like the whole time,
Yeah, I mean, if I had the sex talk with him, he'd still be alive to this day.
That's what I was telling somebody because I made some joke about having the talk on Twitter last week, and someone said, someone mentioned
he's
about
a dead fuck.
That's right, he is.
That's what they call him. He's a dead fuck, and he's all concerned about
it's
that.
So true. But someone was like, well, if you, I wish people would. They made some mention as of like, how would you start a conversation if your kid if you had a son instead of a daughter? I said, well, if I had a son, my sex talk would probably start like, listen to me, you little asshole. It's like that's how you start. Like, listen, you fucking jerk. And really, what I did a stand up again for the first time in a couple of years, a few weeks ago, and the first set was like kid friendly in front of kids, and so and some of them were my daughter's age, and I talked about that, and I said, you guys don't have to do puberty class yet? They're like, no, we don't know what that is. And I said, well, let me just give you a quick version. Here's all you need to know. Never speak to women until you're like 27. Like, just fucking don't talk to them at all. Just don't leave them alone until you're like almost 30, starting to sort of maybe not be an idiot.
Yeah, you have to learn that women are
better than us.
Are yeah, no, but that they're people too. That they're also people. Yes. And they're different in that they are afraid of everything killing them all the time.
Right, because of us.
Because of us. Yeah, because of us. We created this reality where, as we talk about like this list of things that are just like these
women
list of
murdered.
Entertainment that is just women getting murdered.
I mean, the movie I just get listed as like just women getting murdered. But whatever.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
No, it's your turn. I did
this.
Friday the 13th.
Oh, you did. It is my turn. See, I wrote some down, but now I want to kind of wing it a little. Let me check my database real quick. No. Okay, let's go. See, this is why I wish I had this all set up in my den so I could go over to my shelf and like look at like what do I like? Because literally the reason I have physical media and the reason I have letterbox is because I can't remember shit. I think it's an ADHD thing sort of too, and like I can't remember stuff anymore, so I like need to look at my movies to remember what I have. But okay, enough babble. Let's.
Oh no, I get you. I get you.
Let me do. Okay. Well, I just watched this the other day and I fucking loved it. House. There's a lot of horror movies called House. So this is the original one. We're not original, but the first one in Japan.
Yeah.
But, so I call it Houseu just to not cause confusion. I also love the American House movies, but their Houseu is like the way I described it on my Letterboxd review is just if season 3 of Twin Peaks became a sentient life form and traveled
How
back
do you
in
spell
time
it?
70s Japan. Hausu. And it is fucking banana. It's crazy. Have you seen it?
I actually haven't. I'm very like familiar with it, but I have not seen it. And it's like kind of that worry that you've like missed the boat with something. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen it yet, and
well, that's why I didn't watch it for a while. And then I finally threw it on the other day. I'm like, wow, this is it rips, man. I mean, and I'm not trying to overhype it because I hate doing that, but I'll just say it is likely you have not seen a movie like that before.
Okay.
Yeah, like Flan just says, just watch it. It's great. That's really...
Yeah, no, I know. Guys, I know I should watch it. Come on. I get it. I get I should watch it. Ooh. I'm getting this is getting hard.
Yeah, man. Well, what are we
at?
And
you don't want to like pick.
You're on number 9.
You want to have like a variety to them.
Yeah. It's not easy. It's really hard out there. Now you know what, Sam? Maybe now you'll have a little bit more respect for bloggers.
Yeah.
People that have to do these fucking lists.
Yeah, Oh, you know what I'm gonna throw in there?
BuzzFeed writers. There you go.
I'm gonna throw good old Hellraiser in there.
Yes. I've heard good things about the new one.
Yeah, I do. I would like to see it. That is one of those ones where the plot, the like push of the plot, isn't. It's not the horror element of it, and I think that's what's really interesting.
What's like cool, and what's cool is for people who have not seen Hellraiser, it's not that. It's like it's not that. It's not what you think it is. Yeah, it's fucking cool.
I feel like I haven't seen Hellraiser 2, and I want to see it.
Oh, it's cool. It's almost like a fantasy movie. Here, I'll be right back.
Someone just. All right, cool. Thanks. Wigwarm. Oh.
Hey, front of the front.
That is a good Ilium. I do like that. Duck. I feel like we're trying not to like I mean maybe The Thing will make it onto one of these lists, but I think we both know The Thing is amazing. I might throw Terminator. Yeah, I think that's sci-fi suspense. Best graphics on Twitch. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jaws.
Can you close the front door and lock it, though, please?
Sure. Gremlins.
What do you type in?
I feel like this list is cooler than some of these. We like some of these movies, but
you're gonna send the list because I'm only seeing the one. I'm forgetting to type down what you're saying, so I only have.
Deja, I would say Green Room is a suspense film.
It leans horror-ish because it is pretty bloody.
That's another guy that I know. I know the guy who's the murderer. The guy that's in Green Room. The guy that's like, you know that song? That's the song I killed her to. Right,
okay. You know that guy?
Yeah.
Someone is suggesting
Eric Edelstein. Really good dude. Really good dude.
Yeah, okay. Someone suggested Funny Games. Zack and I read for the remake of that. Not even together, but we found out later. Like, we were both reading for the 2 different roles. Like, had we both gotten picked, it would have been us as the two murderers, which would be so fun. Because those are some that's a a fun role, funny games. I didn't know if the remake did the whole remote control thing or not.
All right.
Is it my turn? Yes.
It's your turn.
All right. How about an oft? Ooh, I'm gonna use like a fancy prefix. An oft maligned movie that I think is now getting respected again. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Oh yeah, totally. You know who loves
Movie?
Halloween 3?
Fucking rules. Let me guess. Josh Fadem.
No.
Oh,
That's not who I was. I mean, he might. But
I was just trying to guess.
Rob Schraub
Oh, really?
loves Halloween.
I've been
3
rereading
to the
Scott
point
again.
where he's made a like a bootleg Halloween 3 T-shirt.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I've been reading Scott again because he wrote it from a place of pain and getting over a breakup thing, and I was like, I think I need to read this right now. And oh man, it's great.
That ends with him basically meeting my friend Kate, who's his now wife.
And then he wrote. Well, then he finished it. Then he did like 4 more issues to finish it after they had met in like maybe 2010. But yeah.
I gotta read that.
It's great, man. I mean, you can buy one edition of it, and it's awesome. So,
all right, this is a silly one. This is one that I I know people have their opinions about this guy. And this is one of his sillier movies. But I'm gonna put Thinner on there. Thinner.
People have their opinions about what guy?
Stephen King. I know
Like
what?
He's like a good person.
No, not about like who he is, but like some people are like, Stephen King.
Oh man, here's the thing. And this is why he's cool, is because has everything he made been good? Absolutely not. But everything he's made has been Stephen King, making what Stephen King wanted to make, and when he's on, nobody is on like that. When he's on, you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking awesome. He's just a cool guy, and even the thing, his mistakes are interesting. I think that's
I think his big innovation. So I just saw the 2-part miniseries adaptation of Salem's Lot.
Okay.
Anyone ever seen
the one that Toby Hooper did, or is it a new one?
that Toby Hooper did in the 70s, which it's weird because it's like you think it's a movie, you think it's like a 3-hour movie, and like, oh no, actually it was like a TV thing. So it's like slow and it's paced like a TV miniseries. Yeah, it's a TV miniseries, and like the thing that Stephen King does is he creates these stories that are like, his innovation was, he was like, I'm going to do this horror story, but I'm going to get you to be invested in what's happening with these characters outside of this horror element.
Right, yes.
Like, if you think about it, Stand By Me is a very Stephen King movie, just without the horror element.
Yeah, really.
And in fact, like, the horror element of Stand By Me was just adulthood.
Right. And yeah, that's pretty much it,
And so like someone told me like, hey, yeah, it's kind of this, subpar, Salem's Lot is this subpar vampire thing, and the vampire elements are like kind of standard, but there is some very cool parts of it. And there is like, what is really great is that like there's these scenes that are like you're invested in outside of the vampire thing. There's this whole thing where what's his name, Fred Willard plays this realtor who's having an affair with his secretary, and his secretary has this husband who's like this drunk alcoholic dude, and they think they're okay, and the husband like just sticks around, and like, you know, you see a lot of him just like spying on them, and then he finally goes in with a shotgun, and there's this long sequence where he's wasted, and he makes Fred Willard take the shotgun and put it to his head, and then close his eyes, and then he like shoots, but there's no bullets in it, and then the guy gets killed by a vampire, but it's like, it's very cool. It's very like a very cool, like, tense moment outside of the horror of it all, and that's where the movie really succeeds.
Yeah, and he does that, you know, right now there's a series Shudder's running called The 101 Scariest Moments, and so they talk about Stephen King stuff on and off in that. And how one of the great things about him is he makes normal stuff scary, like you said, adulthood, but also like Kristin, there's an evil car, you know, stuff like that. And but yeah, he's so good at writing the human drama stuff. Like, 'cause think of The Mist or The Shining or Pet Sematary, like, you're almost as invested in the husband-wife drama than in the other stuff, you know? So he's
Pet
really
Sematary. I might have to put Pet Sematary on there.
I've never seen the original one or the remake. I read the book though.
The original is so fucking good. It's just it's weird.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna do some donuts quick. Getting High with Dinosaurs donated $30. I appreciated that you kept the local keep the local sex pot with us each SSS. It's good and necessary. Goddamn right it is. Also, might I note he would hate what we're doing right now. And then right? Am I right? I think I'm right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
well, because also he would like
hated when we talked about movies, but he also didn't know shit about.
He also
horror
like
movies.
hated horror movies. Like I watched Candyman with him.
Oh, really?
And he talked through the whole thing and was like, "This isn't scary," and it's like,
"Oh my God,
you're talking through the whole thing." Like,
and you know what's funny about that movie? Who's the biggest asshole in that movie? The husband, maybe?
Oh, yeah. It was like,
and you know what the husband's name is?
Are you trying to say Candyman's the biggest asshole?
Right. Well, kind of. But so the husband is the biggest asshole in that movie. Do you know what his name is? Trevor.
What? Oh.
His name is Trevor in that movie.
Yeah, he was probably offended by that.
And then Need Horror Rex. Oh, well, I'm glad you chose that name because look at this. Donated $10. Said, what do you guys think of folk horror? Things like The Ritual, The Empty Man, Antlers, and the Earth type stuff. There's an element of folk tales. Do you have any recommendations in this subgenre? The original Wicker Man, if you've never seen it, is like the folk horror, and it's awesome. And
wait, I don't think I get it. Wait, what's folk horror?
Folk horror, not fuck horrors. Folk
no,
horror.
folk. Like it's if like Woody Guthrie was a zombie.
If his guitar said "This machine kills sexy teenagers,"
I like that.
That's an amazing villain. Oh my God, this machine kills hot camp counselors.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be great. The answers, my friend, are in my fucking knife. Okay, I think we should write a folk music horror movie. Because we just nailed it. There we go.
So wait, what would you consider folk horror?
The Wicker Man, Midsummer, the ones they were talking about, The Ritual, The Empty Man, Antlers, stuff where it's like, got a Wiccan kind of thing to it, but also where it's like, another way to say it is like sunlit horror, bright horror. You know, Midsummer's got all these awful things happening to it, but they're all bright, colorful, daytime.
I loved Midsummer.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I liked. What's that guy's other one? Hereditary. Yeah, I liked.
Hereditary.
I was cool on both movies at first, but then when I saw them again, I'm like, okay. Yeah. Or no, wait, I've only seen Midsummer once, but I liked it. Yeah.
I have a beef with Hereditary.
What's that?
It's that my beef with Hereditary is I feel like the third act or like the last 10 minutes are flawed because they basically kill every character.
Yeah.
And You know, I think there's like once you've killed every character and then possessed your like last character, I just feel like there's not much tension.
Yeah.
And once that happens, you need to like speed things up, and I think they like kind of slowed things down at that point. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, I get it. It's kind of and I don't know. The build is great, but the product, I don't know. But the way Midsummer ends, that shot on her face,
I love it.
like,
yeah.
Fuck.
And also, I just saw.
Also, you kind of agree with her, you know. So
I just saw Saint Maud.
That's an interesting fucking
and I
movie.
thought that was like very similar. Where I feel like if I didn't see the last shot of Saint Maud, I would have been like, eh. But like the way that it ended, I feel like it stuck the landing really hard, and it's not like a scary movie. It's not like
Zack
trying to
loves
spook you, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
Someone said they saw Smile yesterday and it gave them Saint Maud vibes. Did you hear about the Smile stunt, publicity stunt they did during baseball games?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. What a great idea. You know? Just people standing like, if you didn't know, so TV baseball games this week.
I was up for, this is kind of a...
You auditioned to do one of these?
Yeah, I didn't get it because this was my spot.
What? Oh.
And they're like, no, what are you doing?
Stretch that out. I could have done it.
And
I
they're
don't live
like,
near any sports teams.
They're like, what are you doing? And they're like, no, that's scary in a different way.
Yeah, that's like weird. That's not fun scary. That's like hide your kids scary. Maybe we should finish the list soon because I gotta go soon. What do we got? What are we doing? 15 each? I'm at 10.
Yeah, 15 each. We've got 4 more. So we gotta go. We gotta get pretty rapid fire here.
I'm only at 10. How many do you have?
We're at 11.
I'm on my 11th choice. Okay. Okay. Let's go with. I said it earlier. I think it's great. Maniac Cop.
Okay. I'm gonna go with, this is a sci-fi horror one. By, I think the name of the director is Philip Kaufman.
Sure.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The 70s Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Birth of a popular meme.
Philip Kaufman makes some really cool kind of surreal movies. He also made the movie The Right Stuff, and that's just like a very poetic movie. And I feel the same way about Invasion of Body Snatchers, is that like it like works on the horror level, but it also works in this like kind of visually interesting, poetic, like it like an almost like an art film level.
Hey, let's bring the children in. Let's do something kids can watch. I'm gonna say Beetlejuice. It's a great horror movie.
All right, I got one for you. I haven't seen it in a long time, but this one I'm just gonna throw out as like a kids horror movie that always spooked the fuck out of me. Just the existence of it kind of scares me still. Watcher in the Woods.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's an old Disney horror movie from the 70s.
That's a good idea. All right, let's see. Let me pick off my. What's the year where I watched a horror movie I haven't seen every single day? I think it was 2018. I can't find that list anywhere. How about? Oh, here's one. Do I go with this one or that one? Let's go with Blood Quantum. Blood Quantum. No solace, just blood. It is a movie by a indigenous dude, native guy, First Nations. I forget which one they do in Canada, but anyways. So, and it's about how there's a zombie outbreak, but the only people that don't get affected are natives. And so they like basically, build like a little society and like kind of, are kind of in control and deciding whether or not to let white people in and that kind of thing. And there's like a part with like an infected blanket and stuff like that. There's a lot of there's a lot of like good allegory and stuff in it too, because it's like we came to their land and fucking took it and poisoned it, and now we are getting poisoned by the land because it gets it through. They get it through the food, basically. So it's interesting. You're totally gone right now.
It's because my head's down.
Oh, okay. Were you doing a little SSS?
Yeah. I'm trying to reach. All right, I'm gonna throw in one that is a really weird, pulpy, kind of like very strange ending. Very, I think it's 70s. Very gross. Like it's scary because it's gross. And it's almost like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but goofier.
Okay.
And that is Motel Hell.
Oh, I've never seen Motel Hell. I always wanted to.
Yeah, that's one that is, it's goofy. It's a very goofy horror movie, but it's like really weird.
Yeah, I've heard it's like awesome. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to try and get ones off this 2018 list, but I'm not gonna fucking find it. Okay. Oh, no one wants any of those. Oh, maybe. You know what? Because everybody, I've seen people saying this, and so I'm gonna say it, but The Thing from Another World. The Thing from Another World.
Ooh.
The one from the 50s. Now, here's the deal. I read the book, the short story, Who Goes There, which is what they base these movies on. So Who Goes There in the 1980s, The Thing, are like extremely similar plot. 1950s, The Thing from Another World is a similar plot, but it's in the North Pole instead of the South Pole, and it's an alien crashes though. But it's like a monster guy, and the monster is like a plant. He's like plant-based. But it's really cool. And the cool thing about it is this book was adapted in two different ways, very differently, but both movies are awesome. So check out The Thing from Another World. If you want to watch a good... Like, the thing about Halloween is not just about horror movies. It's just not about having... To me, it's not just about getting really scared. There's also, like, this fucking, like, style you're looking for. You know what I mean, man? And, like... I think a black and white monster movie is right up there with like what you need Halloween. That's why I started my recommendations with House of a Thousand Corpses, because that's a Halloween movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's silly and neon and gaudy, and that's part of what Halloween is. You know?
I feel you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put Pet Sematary in. I mean,
Do it, man.
I'm gonna put it in. I feel like I need some more time to think for my last choice, and it's a very weird one. The old one, the one from the early 90s. I think it's
90s.
1990,
yeah.
1989. I think 1989 probably, I would say. I love the way the jogger looks in it, and it's got that.
Oh, and what's that? The Monsters guy, isn't it?
Yeah, he's great.
The guy that was so good in Cousin Vinny.
Like, he's so good as that guy from Maine. Like, hey, sometimes the dead don't stay dead.
Right. Yeah,
sometimes dead is better. I love that. Sometimes dead is better.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movies, but the book is so good. Oh, I found my list in 2018. I watched horror movies one a day the whole month of October, and it had to be ones that I hadn't seen. I did include some that my daughter wanted to watch, like Goosebumps 2, which is actually pretty good. Okay, so well, Goosebumps 1 is pretty good. Goosebumps 2 is not bad. Goosebumps 1 is like pretty fucking good. Pretty good movie. Let's do. This is my last one, isn't it?
It's 15.
I feel like I should pick something. Have I put anything even remotely new in there? Host was new. Let's do. This one was cool. Wait, where did it go? The one. Okay, give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make the last one count. I know.
No, yeah, you got to make the last one count. Guys, we got to make the last one count. Does anyone know who we should raid after this? Maybe throw that out there and we'll figure that out.
Is Mae McDonald doing her horror thing tonight?
Is that tonight?
Well, it's she said she's doing it twice this month. I don't think it is tonight. Speaking of that, there's a couple donuts to read. Let me do that while we distract people from the fact that we didn't. Okay, Getting How Dinosaurs donate another $10. Putting this into a dono is cheap, but is anyone familiar with a made-for-TV version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow starring Jeff Goldblum? Never heard of that.
No.
I've never found anyone else who has seen it. I think it aired in 1985. It lives in my subconscious. Maybe it only lives there. Maybe you got some really weird weed once. But let's see if we can Google. Jeff Goldblum. What is it? Sleepy Hollow?
Sleepy Hollow, yeah.
Look at that. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow TV movie 1980. So it's even older than you thought. Oh my God, Dick Butkus is in it.
What?
And with the recent resurgence of Beavis and Butthead, I gotta say, why do you laugh every time I say the name Butkus? Oh my God. Beavis and Butthead fucking fools. Anyways.
So now I'm gonna throw something out there. I left movies like Manhunter and Silence of the Lambs off of this because even though they're not
Silence.
What?
But anyway, sorry, go ahead. I said I would count Silence, but go ahead.
But you wouldn't count Manhunter?
I would.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm counting either one. They're both horror movies. Yeah.
I would say they're because I think slasher movies are horror movies, but I feel like those movies are. I wouldn't call them horror movies.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I kind of do. I don't know.
They're more like crime suspense things, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was sort of what I was going to pick because I was trying to. I just realized there's a country whose horror movies I love has not been represented yet. So no, I'll go with a really horrifying horror one. Okay. All right. So what are you going to pick? Does that mean you figured something out or no?
I think I have one.
Well, I know what mine is. If you want me to cheat.
All right. Yeah, you go for yours.
All right. It's an Italian horror movie. You know who Lucio Fulci was?
He did Zombie.
You ever heard his name? Yeah, he did the famous Zombie 3 where the zombie fights a shark. Yeah. And the thing is Fulci was a gore guy. He was really, really, really into doing like fucked up gore. And he did kind of a trilogy of movies that aren't really related, but they consider it a trilogy, The Gates of Hell. And it starts with the City of the Living Dead, and then The Beyond, and then House by the Cemetery. But The Beyond is the best one, and it's so gory. It's from 1981, and you should watch it. It's awesome, and it's... I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a part where a bunch of spiders eat a man's face, and that's just part of, like... The thing is Fulci, Jordan Cooper, our old friend of ours, described Fulci in a great way. Fulci makes these horror scenes where where you're watching it and you're horrified and you're about to like turn away or close your eyes, and then it cuts, right? In a lot of horror movies. And Fulci just doesn't cut. That's the way Jordan explained it. And there's like stuff, it's like, oh, this splinter, and this happens in that zombie movie. This splinter is going to go in this lady's eye. Oh, and then they just show it, and he figured out the eye goop, and there's goop coming out. It's like you're just seeing it go in her face, and she's screaming. It's awesome. So I would say check out The Beyond. Plus, it's got good spooky. It's a good spooky thing. It's like, oh no, this hospital's on top of a portal to hell.
Wait, what was it? What was it called again?
The Beyond.
Let me
Oh, someone said The Cell. That's an interesting-ish choice because that's another serial killer movie like what you're talking about.
But I feel like
the whole mind thing kind of inside the guy's mind kind of makes it a horror movie, you know?
I mean, that's it. I think like horror has either horror for me has something that like, and I'd say slasher fits into this for a specific reason, but it has something that's somewhat supernatural to it. And I think with slasher, the way that the power that they give to the killer is almost supernatural. I think you could argue.
In The Cell.
That, like, I'm just saying, like, that has a very supernatural quality to it. Like, but like in like a slasher movie, like, oh, that's a good pick. Is Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, that is a great movie. Some boner on parts like Gramps drags me to hell. Someone says you need something supernatural or occult, I think, with horror, and that's wrong.
No, I see. What I'm saying is like that, like, even with a slasher film where like it's like people getting killed, they tend to like give the, you know, like Jason's mom kills a ton of teenagers.
Right.
You see that lady, and you're like, I don't know if she would be able to take on a bunch of teenagers.
Right.
You know, like, it gives you that quality of, like, it like, tilts the scale in their favor. And
right, and it's like an unknown thing. Because, like, you know,
yeah.
Halloween is a horror movie. There's nothing supernatural about that. The sequels, sure. But Halloween is just about this, like, crazy guy.
But that's the thing, is you could say that there is I think like a quasi supernatural element to Michael Myers, you know, like where
I just think you can have a scary thing and still have it be totally realistically grounded, you know. Scream, you know.
But again, I would say Scream is kind of a suspense film about horror movies.
Yeah, okay. But see, I think people wring their hands about what's a horror movie too much too, because to me it's like, okay, is it scary, and is there something from like the unknown scaring you? Like, you know, there's an unknown element. You know, it's the fear of not knowing what's going to happen. You know, kind of thing, and you know, and also just like, you know, death is something that everybody fears. You know, and things like that. But so I think you can do those elements without getting supernatural. You know,
but you know, like, you know, fucking what's it called? Fucking Seven isn't a horror film, you know?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely skirts it, but you know what? I also think it's maybe the characters that you focus on. Because, like, let's think about this. If Seven was about one of the victims, or if Silence of the Lambs was about one of the victims, those, like, where we followed the victims and not the cops, those would be horror movies. You know what I mean?
I mean, we do spend time with the victims in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah, we do a little bit. Well, that's why I think. That's why I almost kind of consider. I mean, I kind of consider Silence of the Lambs a horror movie. Yeah. You know. Anyways, I should go soon. Did you pick your 15th movie yet? No, you didn't. This is great though, because now you have this list that we made, and like then we can give it to Zack, and he'll disagree with everything.
But guys, throw out some suggestions. Morbius. Should I do Morbius? High Tension had a horrible ending.
I never delved into the whole French.
The trailer for High Tension is what I thought was amazing.
Right.
Let me see, but yeah, everyone just keep. You know, I'm actually one of those people that does not like Cabin in the Woods.
And I think
it's
a horror movie for sure, but I also call it a I
think it's a little cheap.
Yeah. I call it a sci-fi comedy. I really feel. I mean, but it's definitely great for.
That's funny.
It's something to watch spooky season for sure. But
fuck. I don't know why I can't do this. I can't do this.
Okay.
I can't do it, guys.
Sam, what are you scared of? What's something you yourself in real life are scared of?
I'm not scared of anything. That's the thing. I'm not scared of a single thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, what is your favorite kind of animal? Someone says Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. Yeah, that's. I can't do another.
Wait, did we do any Hitchcock?
We didn't do any Hitchcock. I mean, I could put Psycho down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right. That would feel trite.
I feel like this list is better than that, though. You know?
I agree. Somebody throw out Amityville Horror.
That's true. I don't like Amityville Horror. I specifically don't like the ending of that movie because it's like.
I mentioned that because I'm going to tell a story while you're thinking. So on Twitter every year, a lot of people on Twitter in October change their names to like something silly and spooky. I've never done it, but this year I did it, and I changed my name to the Timothy Will Horror. And I just was awash in my own cleverness for a little bit. Oh, look at this great list. You put the list right between our fucking heads. You and Nate are so good at things. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I remember seeing that scribbling on Trevor's mantle for a long time.
Yeah, I like that movie.
You read for that or something, right? In the Mouth of Madness is a good one. The Witch or the Lighthouse.
Witch or the Lighthouse, okay.
The Witch is definitely horror. Get Out. People are just throwing out stuff for you. Elijah Wood's Maniac.
Prince of Darkness. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I could put.
I was gonna put that. I also wrote down 2. Chainsaw Massacre 2, huh?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that movie fucking rules.
Let's see. Barbarian has to be the 31. I'll put Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah, that is a good choice.
I do love Drag Me to Hell.
What we're doing. Oh, now you're writing Barbarian. Oh, yeah, so we have 31. Okay, cool. Trevor read for Tucker and Dale. I mean, I think so, because that script was sitting in his house forever. I remember seeing it in a stack.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I haven't seen it, but I can definitely see Trevor playing one of those redneck guys, you know?
Yeah, the Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, or the younger guy. Tyler Sabine? Is the Thing not on the list? No, because it's on every other list. But I did put The Thing from Another World.
Yeah, we talked about how good it is. We know how good it is. Yeah. And I mean, like, you know what? I'm gonna take Drag Me to Hell.
I just want to say something.
Put another one that's a basic bitch one, but
what?
I'm gonna put Alien on there.
I was thinking about it. Alien's fucking great. Here's the thing, you guys.
I love Alien.
If your favorite horror movie is not on this list, Sam and I intended it that way, and you should take it personally. And it is an insult to you, and it's because we don't like you and don't like what you like.
If your favorite horror movie isn't on this list, it's because you have bad taste.
I just think it's every time you mention any movie, like on Twitter or something, it's like, oh man, I just watched Bend It Like Beckham. I really liked it. And someone will always say like, what's wrong with Shaolin Soccer? It's like, okay, well, that's a different movie. What are we fucking doing here? You know?
Yeah. All right.
Also, that'd be a good double feature, probably. So.
All right, guys. I'm sorry if you had
Pop-Tart says, all right, that's it. I want my donos back.
I'm sorry you guys have such bad taste. I'll put this up on the Reddit.
Meanie, who, by the way, Meanie, I appreciate your message. I forgot to write back to you, but Meanie says the world is blessed with 1,000 wonderful horror films, and that is the right way to think about it. You know, Alien works as soccer movies on Trailer Boys. I don't know. I already named like 2 of the 3 soccer movies.
All right, so Trailer Boys is
like.
Trailer Boys is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What's the theme?
The theme is how are we phrasing it? Bad travel.
Ooh.
Bad travel choices.
Like Barbarian.
Because when Zack was on, he's like, "What about cabins?" And we were like, like horror movie cabins. And we were like, "Well, let's expand it a little bit." So
it's like Barbarian. Bad travel choices.
Yeah, Barbarian would be in.
So wait, is May McDonough streaming right now? Can someone check on that?
I have no idea. Well, let me see what she said in her dono. She made me those cool dice.
Yeah, she took my class.
Will you guys eventually rate my horror if it happens during a stream? It's going to happen a few times this month. It doesn't sound like it's happening tonight, but you can look. Visions of Madness. What a good name. Oh my god, the Shutter Secret screening is happening. I want to see what it is. Margaret, can you turn on the TV? She's probably playing Switch. Shudder's doing a secret screening live of something. They haven't revealed what it is, and I want to find out.
All right.
I knew I had it. Something I want to do at 9. Oops. Besides Parents, got Parent.
Also recommend The Descent. That is a good movie.
Oh yeah, both those just hit Shudder. I haven't seen either one.
That's good. You know, it's a really good double feature is The Descent and 15 Lives. I think it's what's that called?
I just found out what the secret screen is. Why not?
The Descent being a horror movie about spelunking or 13 Lives. That's it. Yeah, The Descent and 13 Lives would be a really
What's 13
funny
Lives?
double. It's the movie about the
What, the James Franco one?
No, it's the one about the Filipino soccer team, or the not Filipino, Thai soccer team that gets stuck in the cave.
Okay, but then if you're gonna do a third movie, do the one where James Franco's stuck in the rock and has to cut his own arm off. Anyways, is that it? Who are we rating? I don't think she's around.
Hellraiser is on the list, Dark Bastard. Get a fucking pair of glasses. Alright, so wait, was Mae McDonough streaming?
Not that I'm seeing. She said she eventually will.
Alright, I'm gonna raid Adam Plays then.
Cool.
Alright guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Seal. Are you going to be involved in Trailer Boys tomorrow? You're doing a coming...
Not tomorrow. In October, I'm coming back, but not tomorrow.
Okay. Hey, it's your birthday month.
It's my birthday month. Hey.
Cool.
All right. Good night,
All right,
guys.
man.
Thanks for coming out.
Bye, everybody.